So you want to sell your house. In this crazy market, what do you do to make yours stand out? Stay tuned. So selling a house is not the same for everybody. It depends upon what kind of house you're selling. Selling a luxury home is different from selling a home that is more of a starter home. So in this video, I want to talk about what you can do as the person that's wanting to list your house, what you can do to appeal to a pretty big market right now, and that would be the millennials. You are going to get a lot of advice about what to do for your house to make it more marketable. Over the next couple of weeks, I want to break down some of the specifics as to what you can do if you are getting ready to sell a house that is more in the market that millennials will be buying in. One of the big areas, and this is a no-brainer, everybody knows that the kitchen is something that everybody looks at regardless of the buyer that's coming through. But if you think that your house is going to be a house that will appeal to millennials, there are some specific things that millennials are looking for or leaning toward in what they'd like in a kitchen. So I'd like to go over some of those things as you get ready to put your house on the market. First, and an easy fix, is paint color. It is true, and it's been for a couple of years, that the millennials tend to like grays and whites as their base color. So if you are trying to do a quick fix in your kitchen, there are beautiful grays and even some interesting whites out there that you could paint your kitchen, and that would be more appealing. That doesn't mean that an accent color might not be helpful, but if you're just going for the base thing, and we know that generally your listing agent is going to tell you to go with more neutral colors when you're looking to sell, so grays and whites are a good bet for paint colors. Another thing that millennials tend to be looking for are kitchen islands, and also looking at the pantry space. So if you want to appeal to the millennials, if you have a kitchen island, great. To update it, a lot of people are just putting shiplap on one side, or they're painting the island a different color from everything else. And you can extend your island using granite or quartz remnants that might cost a little bit less than if you were going to, redo everything. You might be able to extend that. So you can look into that option as well. When you are getting ready to put that house on the market and people are going to be coming through, I can't stress enough, and I've talked about this in other videos, millennials tend to lean toward a minimalistic look. So all of that stuff that's on your countertops, and I'm guilty of it too, the last house we sold, we took everything off the countertops. It might have been in the cabinets or packed in boxes, but that nice, clean, minimal look is appealing to not only millennials, but to anybody coming through a house. You got to get rid of that clutter. So that's another thing to do. As I already talked about with the countertop for the island, I'm not suggesting you go and replace your countertops in your entire kitchen if that's not in your budget. Some alternatives can be, however, to do the remnant if you can find that cheaply, or some people are replacing with butcher block or wood, and that's a little bit cheaper than some of the stones. So look at your options. If you can afford to do those updates, go ahead and do it. It should pay you back when you sell your house. If replacing your countertops is cost prohibitive, don't worry about it. We'll do some other things in the kitchen, but at least look at it, especially if your counters are really old or if they are damaged terribly. If you are looking to update your cabinets, and maybe you're not selling right now, but you're selling down the road, or maybe you realize that your cabinets are pretty bad and you're going to update, you don't have to do anything ornate. The kitchens 15 years ago or more had a lot of the molding at the top and just fancy detailing. And the millennials aren't necessarily looking for that. They are looking and tend to like frameless cabinets. So you might be able to do it pretty inexpensively, and it gives a really nice, clean look to your kitchen. The other thing you can always do is replace the hardware. Again, this is something that's not, rocket science. It's a cheap, easy fix to dated cabinets. Another thing you can do with cabinets is to paint them. That's another option that's much cheaper than replacing them. Or you could remove some of the upper cabinets and just have open shelves. That look is very in today. Another option is to remove the doors and hardware from a few of the cabinets. If you have some cabinets that aren't messy and have just, maybe dishes or cups and they're nice, neat, and stacked, you could do that, and that gives it that nice open look as well. Because millennials do tend to like that open space, that open concept in the home design. And so anything you can do to open up your kitchen is also beneficial. Another thing that is not a huge, it doesn't have to be, it can be, but it doesn't have to be a huge fix, would be to change the lighting. To do some decorative lights that are a little bit unique and replace a few of those in your kitchen, and that could go a long way for you. Most kitchens today do have garbage disposals. Not as many have trash compactors, but those are two things that millennials tend to be looking for as well. So if you don't have that, or if your garbage disposal is broken, you might want to get that fixed. Another thing that came into being popular several years ago that is still holding are the stainless steel appliances. Also, don't forget the sink. If you can't expand the space because the hole is already cut out from the countertop, consider going with a deeper sink or replacing it with a farmhouse type sink if you can. That is a look that is very popular today among millennials. Additionally, don't forget that you can change your faucet. That faucet, if it can be a multi-use or multifunctional faucet and look a little more updated, that's another fix that you can make that is not that expensive. So hopefully, some of these ideas are ideas that you can take and apply as you get ready to list your house. If you have any questions, please email me at sharonrosa@kw.com. Don't forget to subscribe at the bottom of the page, and I will see you here next Friday. Have a great week.